Virginia is recognized from his office.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair Powell, it's great to see you, at least remotely. I want to pick up where or at least point out, because I want to move to Ukraine, where my friend Senator Crapo raised some of the issues. It is obviously the responsibility of the Fed, as we looking at the economy, to evaluate systemic risk to the economy, is it not?
Yes.
Thank you. And you and others have testified that whether we call it climate change, sea level rise, dramatic changes in weather that brings about flooding, storms, name it, that is appropriate for review. And while obviously the terminology of designating a particular industry, I agree, shouldn't be, but the systemic risk, I think, are critically important, and I appreciate the fact that you've recognized that. And I think we need to continue to recognize that. And we live through that literally, if we look at the number of natural disasters, from fires in the West to floods in my state or floods in the South. It is here to stay. I want to talk about Chair of the Intel Committee, and very, very concerned about what's happening in Ukraine. Very proud of the fact that the administration has worked in concert with our European allies rather than acting solo. And I was 11 days ago in Munich, and if you would have told me 11 days later that the Europeans would have used SWIFT, shut down Nord Stream 2, Germany would have changed its complete position on funding arms, Sweden, Finland, we would have sanctioned Putin. I think all terribly important to have a Western response to this aggression. On the SWIFT issue, I think it's good. I do think we need to get our European allies as well to sanction some of the smaller banks as we have. I think we also need to look at non-SWIFT abilities of transfer. And I am concerned that the chairman and Senator Warren and Senator Reid and I are very concerned about some of the leakage that could be taking place through cryptocurrencies. I think there is a great deal of value in ultimately digital-based currencies. But the concern I have is that crypto exchanges, DeFi, I mean, there's a stat I got the other day that I thought was very impressive. 7,000 stocks on our public markets, 17,000 different crypto tokens on crypto exchanges, literally 1 million crypto tokens being developed in decentralized finance. And I know this is not directly, this is more Secretary Yellen's purview, but you and the Fed have gained a lot of expertise in this space. Do you see the possibility, at least, of Putin or his oligarchs using digital payments and other alternative payment methodology to avoid these sanctions, in a sense, to transfer their assets out, since we've been able to kind of clamp down within traditional banking realm?
So you're right. This is right in the heart of what Secretary Yellen is working on. I believe she actually addressed this yesterday in some public remarks. And I'm not privy to any private information about this. You are reading about it. I saw that crypto transactions are spiking in Ukraine and in Russia. I think it really underscores the need to have a strong regulatory regime that permits appropriate activity, but that prevents inappropriate activity. And we do have laws on the books and all that, but I think for digital finance generally, we need a legal framework that would really take away as much as possible of the possibility that people could use unbacked cryptocurrencies as a way to evade the law or to finance terrorism and hide their ill-gotten gains and things like that. I think it's very important.
And again, I appreciate the fact that the Fed has, I think, both expertise-wise, ramped up in this space. I do think, the notion of the United States having a digital currency, when we see the challenges around the digital yuan from China. But I do think the amount of capital flows that are going into this area, non-banked in many ways, there is not that kind of clear regulatory overview. It's something we need to look about. And I think as an independent source, we're going to need to continue to draw upon not only yours, but the enormous resources you've got at the Fed to at least follow the capital flows. And I am gravely concerned that Putin and his oligarchs may use this escape valve to escape these sanctions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren.